We have got some significant news to discuss that could have far-reaching implications on immigration policies and the border. In this video, we're going to talk about the immigration reform opportunities that President Biden can bring the huge change yet not done so far. If you are interested in learning more about this topic, stay tuned until the end of this video.
Visit our Swat&Vee channel with your questions to see how best we can help you out your process. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel.
Now let's get into the video and find out what the latest updates are on U.S. immigration. Welcome once again. New York City is having trouble keeping track of the over 100,000 refugees and migrants who have arrived in the city over the past year. Many of these people are fleeing failed states that are both dangerous and unhappy, such as Venezuela and numerous African nations. In May, an emergency ban on border crossings that had been in place during the COVID era expired. This opened the way for thousands of more migrants, most of whom entered the United States through the southwest border. Some migrants have been relocated by Republican governors of southern states, such as Texas's Greg Abbott and Florida's Ron DeSantis, to cities known as sanctuary cities. These communities often have regulations barring deportation and make an effort to accommodate new arrivals. That is plainly a political trick, but it is one that has been drawn from a genuine grievance. Liberals on the coasts and in the north are outraged by how migrants in border states are treated, but they don't generally have to deal with the expenditures and stresses that come with having undocumented immigrants continuously walking through their communities. Well, they finally did it, and the results are not pretty. Fights have broken out across Sanctuaryland as politicians accuse one another of not doing enough to house and feed migrants at a time when homeless shelters are overflowing with people looking for refuge. The ongoing drama in New York is a microcosm of the problematic nature of the entire immigration system in the United States. The mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, has asked the mayors of other New York communities to take some of the migrants that are being housed in New York City, but those other cities have declined, and the governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, has supported their refusal. It is not anyone's fault, but it is everyone's. Adams and Hochul are of the opinion that the federal government should do more to assist, while the administration of Vice President Joe Biden is of the opinion that New York authorities first need to strengthen their own systems before the federal government can do more. And everyone blames Congress for the continuous dithering that has taken place regarding immigration reform, pointing notably to Republicans who appear to favor the current turmoil than any kind of legislative solution, even half measures. Nevertheless, the mayhem in New York, which is receiving extra attention because, well, it's happening in the media capital of the country, could present a chance for Vice President Biden. Regarding this matter, Biden could use some help. His approval rating across the board is something around 40%, but it's only somewhere around 30% for how he handles immigration. More than 2-to-1 of the electorate's preference goes to Republicans over Democrats when it comes to the topic of border security, and immigration is one divisive subject that can help drive up Republican turnout in close elections. The fact of the matter is that in order for Biden to make any ground on the migrant issue, he may need to abandon the technocratic impulses that have served him well in the past and perhaps even take a page from Donald Trump's playbook on self-promotion. Hochul's goal is commendable. He wants all of the migrants who are now waiting in New York to be issued work permits as soon as possible so that they can start working and earning money. This is also the goal of the vast majority of the migrants. In their statement, which was sent in the form of an open letter to Vice President Biden and the leaders of the congressional leadership, a collection of important New York firms stated that there is a compelling need for expedited processing of asylum applications and work permits for those who meet federal eligibility standards. In the letter, which was signed by the CEOs of more than 100 different companies, it was stated that there are labor shortages in many U.S. industries, where employers are prepared to offer training and jobs to individuals who are authorized to work in the United States. Pfizer, BlackRock, Blackstone, Citi, Goldman Sachs, and J.P. Morgan Chase were among the companies that were mentioned in the letter. Therefore, thousands of migrants who are eager to find work are wasting their time by doing nothing productive. Companies are interested in hiring them but are unable to do so. What exactly is the issue? Right here, at the beginning, is when the problems with the system start to manifest themselves. According to those knowledgeable with the matter, the application procedure for a work permit is convoluted and takes far too much time. From the time you apply for a work permit until you actually receive one, the process typically takes at least 6 months. Immigration attorneys can be helpful, but their services come at a high cost. The situation in the charitable sector is dire. Citizenship and Immigration Services, CIS, is the primary organization that is responsible for approving work permits. A significant number of migrants do not even submit an application for a work permit until they have been in the country for some time and are familiar with the procedures that they are expected to follow. In the event that Congress does not pass any legislation, I question the National Immigration Forum, which is a nonprofit organization that is nonpartisan, regarding how Vice President Biden could be able to assist. The following are some of the recommendations made by the group. Extend the amount of time that work permits are valid for and set some of them to automatically renew in order to make more employees available to process new applications. At the moment, the CIS is in the process of renewing almost 290,000 work licenses. By reducing that backlog, more people will be freed up to deal with newly arrived patients. Find a means for migrants to apply for a work permit as soon as they arrive in the United States, so that the 6-month clock can start ticking as soon as possible. This will ensure that the maximum number of people are allowed to work. It would be helpful if the application form could be translated into a greater number of languages, and the application procedure could stand to be simplified. Increased money and staffing throughout the migrant processing system would certainly be helpful as well, comparable to how Democrats approved increased funds for the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, last year to improve customer service and offer more resources to catch people who cheat on their taxes. That would require the approval of Congress, which is not going to happen given that the Republicans currently control the House. But Vice President Biden can surely raise more awareness about the critical need for additional funds for immigration and the issues that arise from a lack of resources. Biden is able to go even further. Congress only allocated a percentage of the total monies necessary to construct Donald Trump's infamous border wall while he was in office as president. However, Trump obtained additional funds from other sources, including $10 billion taken from the Pentagon budget. The reallocation of those money resulted in a reduction of funding for other priorities and led to the filing of lawsuits disputing the legality of the decision. This was not an example of good governance. On the other hand, Trump did try to bulldoze his way past the typical obstructions in Washington, D.C., on a topic that is extremely important to his followers. Why doesn't Biden just do it? He does not have to go to the extremes as Trump has by cutting funds for some programs in order to increase funding for others. However, neither would it require billions of dollars. Biden might at least make a show of trying to whip the immigration bureaucracy into shape if he addressed a particular problem that is now bedeviling Democrats. This problem is the thousands of unemployed migrants who are living in their communities and who need to find work. Is there not even a small amount of money in the federal budget of $6.4 trillion that might be used to help reduce the backlog of work permits at CIS? The primary problem that Democrats have with the immigration policies of the Republican Party is that they demean people who are willing to work hard in order to improve their life. To further dehumanize individuals, it is inhumane to keep them from working by suffocating them in bureaucracy. Put more people to work, and you'll find that some of the other issues will take care of themselves.
I hope you guys found this video extremely helpful. If you know anybody that could benefit from this information, definitely make sure to share this video with them. We are all about empowering you with knowledge. So the more people that can benefit from this video, the more people will want watching this video. If you like this video, please make sure to hit that thumbs icon. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit on the notification bell for more immigration updates. Bye!